The Peacock Who Wished to Dance. Zizi was a little peacock with bright blue feathers and a long, shiny tail that sparkled like tiny stars when the sun hit it just right. She lived in a happy jungle full of music, laughter, and dancing animals. Every day, the monkeys swung from vines while doing flips, the parrots twirled in the air, and even the elephants stomped to the rhythm of the wind. But Zizi had a secret. She had never danced before. Every time she tried, her feet felt wobbly like jelly, and her tummy got butterflies that fluttered too fast. Her tail would tangle under her steps, and she'd trip over her own feet. She would hide behind the bushes and peek out, watching the others dance with wide, sparkly eyes. Still, deep in her heart, Zizi loved dancing more than anything. She dreamed of twirling and spinning just like the older peacocks, her feathers fanning out in a beautiful rainbow. She often imagined herself on the jungle stage, music playing, everyone clapping. "One day I'll dance too," she whispered to herself, placing her little wing over her heart. "Even if I'm scared." One sunny morning, the jungle animals were filled with excitement. The sun peeked through the trees, and the air was full of happy chirps and cheerful chatter. "Tonight is the big jungle dance party," squawked Perry the parrot, flapping his colorful wings with joy. All the animals began practicing their best dance moves. The monkeys flipped from vine to vine, giggling and spinning. The elephants made the ground shake with their rhythmic stomps, and the parrots painted swirls in the sky with their loops and twirls. Even the turtles were swaying slowly to the beat. Zizi peeked from behind a tall banana tree. Her eyes sparkled with curiosity and longing. She wished she could dance with them, laugh with them, be a part of the fun. But her feet still felt a little wobbly. Her heart thumped like a drum. Maybe I can try," she whispered, taking a small step out from her hiding place. The music made her toes tingle, and her tail gave a tiny swish. "I won't know unless I try," she told herself, her wings fluttering nervously. Just one tiny step, and maybe another. That afternoon, Zizi tiptoed into a quiet clearing, away from the noise and giggles of the jungle. The sun peeked through the leaves, painting golden patches on the grass. Birds chirped softly, and a butterfly fluttered past her beak. "Okay, just one step," she told herself, taking a deep breath. She lifted one foot, then the other. "Left, right," she whispered, trying to remember what she had seen the other animals do. But as she tried to twirl like Perry the parrot, her big, shiny tail swung too wide, and whoops, she tumbled and landed right on her fluffy bottom. "Oh no," she sighed, sitting on the grass with her head drooping. Her feathers were a little ruffled, and her heart felt heavy. "What if everyone laughs at me? What if I'm just not meant to dance?" She looked down at her feet and then at her tail. "Why can't I be graceful like the others?" she mumbled sadly. But then, a soft breeze rustled the leaves above her. It felt like a gentle hug. The wind seemed to whisper kindly in her ear. "Keep trying, little dancer." Zizi looked up. Maybe the forest believed in her, even if she didn't yet. Just then, Toby the tortoise peeked out from the bushes. His shell was covered in little leaves, and he looked as calm as a sunset. "Hello there, Zizi," he said gently. "Trying something new?" Zizi turned to him and gave a shy smile. She brushed some grass off her feathers. "I want to dance," she said softly. "But I'm scared. What if I mess up again?" Toby walked over slowly, his tiny feet making soft thumps on the ground. "Even the best dancers start with wobbly steps," he said with a kind smile. "You only fail if you stop trying." Zizi blinked. "Really? Even you tried new things?" "Oh yes," Toby chuckled, his eyes twinkling. "I once tried jumping. I climbed up a rock, counted to 3, and I rolled right off and landed on my back like a turtle pancake." He laughed, and Zizi giggled too. "It didn't go well," Toby said, "but it was fun, and I learned something new about myself." Zizi's eyes sparkled with hope. Maybe trying wasn't so scary after all. Maybe even falling could be part of the fun. She stood up, fluffed her feathers, and took a deep breath. Later that day, as the sun dipped lower and the shadows grew longer, Zizi saw a little blur of color zip by. It was her friend Lala the hummingbird, fluttering in fast little circles nearby. Lala paused in the air, her tiny wings buzzing like music. "What are you doing, Zizi?" she chirped, tilting her head. Zizi looked down at her feet, a bit shy. I want to dance at the party," she whispered, just loud enough for Lala to hear. "But I'm not very good yet." Lala landed gently on a branch right above Zizi's head and gave her the biggest hummingbird smile. "Let's practice together," she said cheerfully. "I'll help you with the beat. I know lots of rhythms." Zizi's eyes lit up like fireflies at night. "Really?" she said, her voice full of hope. "Of course," Lala said, flapping her wings excitedly. "Dancing is more fun with friends," Zizi beamed. She fluffed up her feathers and gave her tail a hopeful little swish. "Okay," she chirped. "Let's do it." And just like that, Zizi's heart felt a little lighter, and her feet just a little braver. Zizi and Lala met every day in their favorite sunny spot before the big jungle party. The clearing was filled with the scent of flowers and the soft rustle of leaves. It became their special dancing place. Lala would hum a happy little tune, her wings buzzing like a tiny drum. "1, 2, step, step, twirl," she'd sing, flying in circles above Zizi's head. Zizi followed along, lifting her feet carefully and moving to the beat. Sometimes Zizi wobbled like jelly. Sometimes she stepped on her own tail and tumbled into the grass with a little oof. But every time she giggled, brushed off the leaves, and stood back up. "I'm getting better, right?" she'd ask. "You sure are," Lala would chirp proudly. "Every step is a brave one." As the days passed, the butterflies in Zizi's tummy began to change. They didn't flap wildly anymore. Instead, they danced too, fluttering with excitement instead of fear. Zizi began to smile more, laugh louder, and even twirl a little higher. For the first time, she believed, maybe, just maybe, I really can dance. The night of the big jungle dance party finally arrived. The jungle was alive with the soft glow of fireflies, their tiny lights twinkling like stars. The air was filled with the sound of drums, flutes, and animal laughter. The rhythm of the music made Zizi's heart race faster, and she could hear the joyful stomps and twirls of the dancers. Zizi peeked out from behind a thick bush, her feathers trembling with excitement. She saw all her jungle friends dancing, monkeys spinning in the trees, parrots flying in loops, and the elephants stomping in perfect harmony. Everyone was having so much fun. Zizi's feet shook like they were on a wobbly bridge. She took a deep breath, her wings fluttering nervously. "What if I mess up?" she thought, her heart pounding in her chest. She wanted to join them so badly, but her tummy felt like it was full of nervous butterflies. Zizi hesitated, unsure if she could really do it. "What if they laugh at me?" she whispered to herself. But deep inside, something told her to try, just like she had practiced with Lala. Zizi closed her eyes, feeling the cool night air brush against her feathers. She took a deep breath, letting the peaceful sounds of the jungle calm her racing heart. For a moment, everything was still. The music, the laughter, and the twinkling fireflies seemed to fade as she focused on what really mattered. She remembered Lala's cheerful humming as they practiced together. The way Lala always encouraged her, telling her that every step, no matter how wobbly, was part of the fun. Zizi also thought about Toby's wise words. Wobbly steps are still steps. His voice echoed in her mind, gentle and kind. Zizi smiled to herself. She had taken many wobbly steps before, and each time she got back up. With a deep breath and a little more courage, Zizi whispered to herself, "I can do this." Slowly, she stepped out from behind the bushes. The moonlight glistened on her beautiful feathers, and the jungle seemed to hold its breath as if waiting for her to take her first step. Zizi took that first step into the open, and it felt like the beginning of something wonderful. As Zizi stepped into the light, something magical happened. The music paused, and for just a moment, everything went quiet. All the animals turned to look at her. The jungle seemed to hold its breath. Zizi felt the weight of their eyes, and her heart raced faster than ever. Her feathers shimmered in the moonlight, and she could feel her wings flutter with excitement. She wasn't sure if she was ready, but deep inside, she knew this was the moment she had been waiting for. Her feet shook a little, but Zizi didn't stop. With a deep breath, she moved one foot, then the other. Slowly, carefully, she started to step to the beat. She twirled her little body, just like she had practiced with Lala. A small twirl at first, then a bigger one. And then, something amazing happened. Zizi wasn't just standing anymore. She was dancing. Her feathers fanned out, and her tail swirled behind her like a beautiful rainbow. She felt the rhythm of the jungle fill her, and for the first time, Zizi didn't feel nervous. She felt free. She was dancing, just like the peacocks in her dreams. Zizi, the little peacock, finally found the courage to dance in the middle of the jungle, cheered on by all the animals who admired her bravery. Even when she slipped and fell, she remembered what her friend Lala the hummingbird once said. Dancing is about having fun, not being perfect. Smiling through her nerves, Zizi got back up and danced with all her heart. Her determination inspired the whole jungle. One by one, the animals joined in. Even Toby the tortoise spun slowly with joy. The night came alive with music, laughter, and movement. Zizi wasn't the most graceful, but her joy made her shine the brightest. That night, her friends honored her with the Heart of the Dance Award, celebrating her courage and spirit. From that day on, Zizi danced whenever she heard music. She still tripped sometimes, but she didn't mind. Each step made her braver and more herself. Her sparkling feathers became a symbol of joy and courage, reminding everyone that you don't have to be perfect to be amazing. You just have to take that first step and dance with heart.